Is looking for a second date update today with a guy named Troy. How are you, Donna?
Hey, guys. I'm doing okay. How are you?
We're doing all right. So let's talk about Troy. How did you two meet?
How did we meet? We met on one of those dating sites.
Okay.
On Match.
All right. And so what, you guys had a little back and forth online before you finally made plans, as it usually goes?
Yeah. Let me give you, a little background story.
Mm-hmm.
I'm one of those people that was on lockdown with her husband. Okay? We spent every day together, and we decided to get a divorce.
Oh. Okay.
In the middle of all of it. Okay.
Now, is that final, or are you still kind of muddling through that?
No, it's going to be, it's almost final. It's going to be final soon.
It's in process.
But to be honest with you, we had been living like we were separated for a long time. We were married for 20 years, and right after lockdown started and we realized, why are we doing this? Now we have to be together 24/7.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I just said, let me just go get my own apartment. So that's what I did. It's I'm ready to be completely on my own. I'm ready to move on. I don't want to be like this anymore. It's not like I was heartbroken or devastated by this divorce. I need to move forward. I need to start dating again.
Right. Your soon-to-be ex-husband is cool with that, too? Is this mutual?
Yeah, the feeling is mutual, definitely.
Okay, good. So you move out. You're living in an apartment. The divorce is in process. You're getting on with your life. You join Match, and you meet Troy.
Really nice guy. We went to dinner. We had a really great time. I thought he was really friendly and kind and funny, and I had a really good time.
Okay. How'd the date end?
Well, okay. It's been a really long time since I've been out there,
Yeah.
And I know what a really nice dinner and good conversation and the connection, how it feels. And I thought that Troy and I really had that. I mean, he seemed to really enjoy himself, too.
Is it possible that it was just okay, but because you were married to what's-his-name for so long, it just seemed like it was so much better?
That's possible, but I don't know. When I left the restaurant, I really thought that I'd be hearing from him again. And I'm just disappointed that I haven't.
Yeah. But when the date ended, how was it left?
The date just ended okay, thank you for everything. And then I did the usual, text him the same night, thanked him for dinner, and he replied, my pleasure, and that's it. And I thought my pleasure was
weird.
Fine for that night because you don't want to seem overly anxious or anything like that.
Oh.
But they tell you not to say thank you anymore, Jeff. You're supposed to say, my pleasure.
Instead of you're welcome.
Yeah. You're welcome. Thank you. My pleasure.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
So you say, thanks for a great evening. He says, my pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it.
And that was it. And like I said, I'm fine with my pleasure, but I just thought there'd be a follow-up, the next morning, the morning text or a couple of days later, why don't we meet for coffee or something?
Right.
Something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But none of that.
Nothing.
Okay.
I've listened to your radio show, so I was like, why not? Let me call up and see if they can help me find out.
Okay.
Because I feel like I don't want to be reaching out to him again. I don't want to, how do you, we used to say, I don't want to play myself. I don't want
Well, sometimes you just need a third party.
I don't want to overdo it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's take a break here. When we come back, we'll call Troy and see what he really thought of Donna, what was going through his mind, what he was thinking, and if it really was his pleasure. As we continue with Second Date Update next on Cincinnati's Q102. In the meantime, let's check those roads. Toria Cannon standing by with your latest traffic. All right, well, Donna met Troy online. They went out, had a great dinner. She sent him a text later that night saying, thanks for a great evening. He responded with, my pleasure, instead of yeah, let's do this again sometime, or at least making some hint that he'd be interested in seeing her again. Instead, it was just sort of a dead end there, an acknowledgement, but nothing to indicate he had any interest in seeing her again. So she's heard Second Date Update enough times to know that if she can't get a second date, she'll at least get an explanation, right, Donna?
Yeah, that's what I need.
Anything else we need to know before we make the call?
No, that's all I've got.
All right, let's give Troy a call.
Troy.
Hi, Troy. It's Jeff and Jen at Q102. How you doing this morning?
Jeff and Jen.
From the radio show.
No, from the radio. Yeah, the radio people. Okay.
How are you, man?
Not bad.
Good. You got a few minutes? Your friend Donna called us about you. She had a lot of good things to say about your date the other night.
Really?
Yes, sir.
I'm somewhat familiar with the show. There's some women in my office who talk about you guys and the dating thing you do.
Yes, sir.
Wow, okay.
So we spoke to Donna, and she said, you're awesome. Enjoyed meeting you and having dinner with you. You seem like a super nice guy. And I don't know, how do you feel about maybe going on a second date with Donna?
Yeah, I mean, we had a nice time. She seems like a really good person. I'm sure she is.
Are you not quite ready to commit to a second date, or did something happen on your date with Donna that...
I mean, no, I don't know how much she told you. She has some drama in her life, and I'm not up for it right now.
Oh. You talking about the divorce with her soon-to-be ex-husband?
No, we're both divorced, and we both have kids who are out of the house now, but I don't know if she told you this. I used to be a private investigator.
Huh.
I like to know what I'm getting myself into.
Ah, you checked her out.
So, yeah, I did. I did a little research on her, and she has a son who's been in and out of trouble. I don't know if she mentioned that. She sort of mentioned it to me on the date, but didn't really get into it. But, when I looked into it, I mean, he's been arrested a few times, been to rehab, relapsed, and got arrested again. I feel bad that she's going through all of that. With my line of work and everything, I just know that kid has a long road ahead, and it's just not something I'm looking to get involved with right now.
Oh, wow.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, me too.
All of it. That's rough. How is your son doing?
My son is doing great, okay, and I'm very proud of him. I would never think that somebody would investigate me or judge me by the actions of a member of my family, particularly my son. My goodness. This happens in almost every family.
Anymore,
almost
you're right about
every family
that.
has somebody that has something, a drug problem or something. My God, I guess dating now is a lot different than it was back in the 90s. Wow.
I'm trying to think back in the 90s. Were there a lot of private investigators doing background checks back at the 90s? I don't think so.
Well, there might have been, but
they don't have the access.
More information at our fingertips now.
Wow, I've got a lot to learn going back into there.
Jen's been questioned once or twice.
Oh, yeah, that time I got interviewed by a couple of DEA agents because they thought I was a dealer.
I mean, you can see why.
I wasn't, but they wanted to know who was. They thought I knew.
Well, we wanted to know, Donna, and I know, sometimes we don't always like the answer.
No. Thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah, no, I would thank you.
Good luck. I hope everybody does well.
Really wish you the best of luck.
I don't even know what to think now because if everybody's doing this nowadays, you know what? Maybe I should be doing that too.
What, you mean checking people out?
Yeah. I mean, if that's what it's about, then I need to, I guess, dig up dirt on whoever I'm going out with too. I don't know. I don't even know if I want to live by
As ludicrous as that sounds, it's probably not a bad idea.
I know, right?
You're serious.
Hey, it's 2020, girl. I mean, I'm half kidding, but you know what I mean?
I think I should just... Is it too early for a bottle of wine?
With everything that's going on in the world right now? No, I don't. I think most rules like that are out the window.
Well, then, that's bottoms up,
Yeah. How's your ex-husband looking now? I'm kidding.
Still looking like a brother, so no, that's not going to happen.
All right.
Well, thanks so much.
Yeah, Troy, thanks for taking the call.
All right, thanks, guys.
Donna, best of luck to you no matter what you decide to do.
Thanks a lot, guys.
All right. You need our help with the second date update. All you have to do is send us an email, Jeff and Jen at WKRQ.com.
Thanks for listening to the Q102 Jeff and Jen Morning Show podcast, brought to you by CVG Airport. Fly healthy through CVG. For more information, go to CVG Airport /fly healthy.